welcome back to my channel. My name's Kaya and today I wanted to make a video about, in my opinion, what the best way to travel is. I've got a lot of reasons for this, and if you guys don't know, I spent 1 year in Milan, Italy last year in 2019. And before I went, I always, I guess, wondered what traveling would be like, if I would enjoy it, if spending a year abroad would be for me. I had a lot of doubts and fears and worries, and I guess self-doubt as well. I didn't know if I was going to be able to do it, all by myself and find a place to live and, go out and meet new people in a new country. It's all, they're all daunting thoughts, and they're things that, I guess a lot of people might not even think about or might not even contemplate in their life. Some people might be happy to just, stay in the one spot and settle where they grew up, that kind of thing. But, for a lot of people, me included, I've always wanted to travel. And I didn't know, I guess you don't know what kind of traveler you are until you do it, and until you, I guess, experience the different ways that you can travel and all of that kind of thing. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about in today's video, because there are, quite a lot of ways to travel, and these are the things, like, for my personality, for my goals, my own personal growth goals, and things like that. These are the things that I found to be the characteristics, that's probably not the right word, but like the way that I learn the most when I'm traveling, the way that I can really make the most out of the city. I guess just like my favorite way to travel and make the most out of the city you're staying in or the place that you're staying in. So without further ado, let's just get straight into this video. So the way that I traveled, basically what the essence of it is, and the message that I kind of want to communicate is, try to spend, the most amount of time you can in a place. And I've always had this, burning curiosity about Italy in particular. I think it came from when I was younger, and I used to work in this Italian restaurant, and there was this Italian man that I worked with, every shift, and he would like say things in Italian to me, and he gave me a nickname and everything. And I guess I've always had like a family kind of familiar association and warm association with Italians and everything like that. So I've always been fascinated by it. I've always loved Italian food. I've always been intrigued by Italian culture. So that they're, part of the reasons why, and why I felt like Italy would be the place that I would want to spend a year. So I dedicated myself to learning the Italian language and learning a little bit about the culture, though it's not until you actually get to the place that you really find, you immerse yourself. And that's when I learned the most anyway, was after a couple of months, like that 2-month mark, I feel like was when I really started to become more Italian and really push myself out of my comfort zone and let go of that, those home comforts that were really holding me back. And the reason I say these things is because, I guess I experienced 2 different kinds of travel while I was in Europe. So I was based in Milan and I lived there for a year, and I felt as though living in a place, studying in a place, and associating myself with the people, like, the local people from that place, really helped me to actually get a taste of what life is really like in that place, and not just, staying in a hotel and, kind of living in a bubble, which, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but I just mean in terms of, the way I want to travel and the way that I want to learn is through actually, doing things that the locals would do, and meeting locals and seeing actually how they live their life, rather than just like living in a little travel bubble and not really experiencing anything. You know, going to a couple of restaurants, but you know, they might be in really touristy areas, or you know, it's just not really that real Italian feel, or you know, wherever you are, it's not really that real cultural feel to it. Whereas when I was traveling throughout Europe, and I you know, I still went to different places, like I went to Spain, and I went to Prague and Hungary and Germany, and like all of these different places, but I didn't spend, you know, that much time there, and I didn't meet that many locals. And you know, you can be a tourist, and I know a lot of people you know, can't spend a lot of time in a specific place, and they might just have that European holiday booked. They might book their Kentucky and be satisfied with that, but like I found that traveling for like short periods, not really learning that much, like you kind of soak in a little bit, but you don't really immerse yourself in the culture. I found that kind of travel to be really, really draining and not really fulfilling for me personally. And I think that I will carry that into my future travel, and if I ever were to go to a place again, I probably would stay there for an extended period of time, simply because of the fact that I love learning, and I love you know, educating myself, and becoming accustomed to new cultures and seeing how different people live in the world. And not to mention the fact that by staying for an entire year in Milan, I saved a lot of money, like because if you think about it, you can stay in like a normal rental property that like an Italian would stay in, so you're obviously going to be paying less than an Airbnb. Also, you're gonna have a kitchen, so even if you stay for like 3 or 4 months in a place, you can still get a short-term rental and save a lot of money. And a lot of Airbnbs don't have kitchens, or they might not have like a stove or a washing machine or something like that, so you don't have to go out to eat. You're not forced to go out to eat. You can cook a lot of your own meals at home. And in terms of meeting people, like you don't just, you know, meet people one time and be like, oh, see you later. You actually, by staying in a place for a long period of time, you can actually form like connections with people and make real lasting friendships that you know, you can go back and visit them another day, rather than just, you know, meeting people and having to say goodbye and not really, you know, having that connection, or not being able to spend time with those people. And like I was talking about before, that travel exhaustion that so many people dread, and you know, that jet lag, and I feel like it really turns a lot of people away from travel, and it makes people feel like travel is exhausting and you know, maybe unfulfilling, or something that you only need to do one time, or you know, like a lot of people kind of have that mentality. And even when I was traveling like those short bursts of like different trips, I was like, whoa, like I need a break from this. I need to just like go back to Milan, like my home, and just like recoup and rejuvenate. And that was because I was spending, you know, short bursts of time in specific places that it just took such a toll on my mental health. And even though I was so, you know, I was so grateful to have like seen these places and experienced like a little taste of these places, I would have loved to, you know, spend more time there. And you know, obviously you can't do that every time you go to some place. Like if you just want to visit somewhere, that's fine. I'm not saying you have to stay in a place you know, for a long period of time every single time that you visit somewhere. But in general, I would say that I found my stay in Milan to be much more fulfilling for me personally, and I had the best year of my life because I really allowed myself to experience that place fully and do the things that the locals would do. And I don't think I would have, you know, had the same experience if I was just, you know, bouncing between different places all year traveling, you know what I mean? Like I'm so grateful that I had that experience, and I did find so much fulfillment in that experience. So yeah, I guess this video was like more of a short and sweet one. I just wanted to talk about those things because I know, you know, a lot of people contemplate traveling in their life and they want to go to all these places and tick them off their bucket list, but in my experience, it's so much more rewarding and so much more fulfilling to spend, you know, at least 3 months, 4 months in a place to really to really get to know that place and to really immerse yourself in the cultural life of that place and really make it your home, I guess. So yeah, that's my goal, I guess, going into the future in terms of travel and things like that. I would absolutely live in Milan again. I loved it. It was my favorite city that I've been to. And I think because I have that, like, you know, familiar, homely association with it is one of the reasons that I feel that way. And because I met so many people when I was there and formed these deep connections and friendships from people, like with people from all around the world, it really helped me to develop that mentality. And because I'm such an introvert and because I get so exhausted, you know, really easily from traveling in short bursts to lots of different places, that kind of traveling, that slow traveling, was really, you know, the kind of traveler that I am. And I guess that's something that I really learned about myself too when I was there, was yeah, going forward into the future, what I would kind of be looking for in terms of traveling, and what I guess I would recommend to you guys if you're, you know, if you're an introvert like I am, or you're really interested in the cultural life of different places and you really want to get to know a place. I would recommend staying, you know, at least 3 to 4 months. So that's where I'm going to end today's video, guys. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful, and I hope you can take something from it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Bye! I wake, you stay. It gets hard to breathe.